We're here, we're Change, North Carolina, interviewing Bobby Shoaf, a resident of Davie County here in Mocksville, North Carolina, who has been released from her job for not complying with the swine flu H1N1 now mandatory flu vaccination. So just to begin, tell us a little bit about yourself, your name, a little bit about your occupation that you had, and then we'll get into being released from your position.
Okay, I'm Bobby Shoaf. My name is Alma Lee, but my nickname's Bobby, so most everybody knows me by Bobby Shoaf. And 8 years ago, my handicapped sister broke her heel and was hospitalized. And after she came home from the hospital, Home Health came out to check on her, and they told us that she would qualify for help from the CAP program. Well, we had taken care of her 80 years, and but they said, you know, that they could send someone out from the CAP program a few hours a day to help take care of her. And we told them that she had never been away from her family. I mean, never been with strangers. She was just used to us, and we didn't feel like that she would be comfortable with a stranger coming in to take care of her. And they said, the family can take turns doing it. Said it doesn't have to be a stranger. And of course this really, you know, surprised us. And we decided then, 3 of us sisters, that we would take turns taking care of her. So that's how it started, and that was 8 years ago.
So you've been employed by the CAP program for 8 years. They never required any kind of flu shot.
No.
And you're a great-grandmother.
I am.
And this job, it probably meant a lot to you. It was some supplemental income.
A little bit of spending money, yes.
And this year, the CAP program through the Davie County Hospital now required a seasonal flu shot and an H1 flu shot. Mm-hmm. And you have had your history with medicine. You practically take no medicine.
I take very little medicine. I'm afraid of medicine because a lot of it, I get side effects from it. So I've never taken a flu shot. And it's sort of strange, but my sisters do. And it seems like I'm in better health than them, so I don't know what you make of that, but I only take half of a vitamin C tablet a day.
So the CAP program gave you the option, if you gave a doctor's note, then you could get out of taking the H1N1 and the seasonal flu shot because you preferred not to have these vaccines, and this was something new they were doing. Tell us just a little bit. You got a note from your doctor, and they still refused to accept that.
Right. I got a note from my doctor. On the note, the first note that he wrote, he just requested that the CAP program would abide by my wishes, since I have fears of medicine like I do. He had never given me a flu shot, and therefore he did not know how the flu shot would affect me. But he did request that they abide by my wishes. So when I turned that letter in, I found out that they would not accept it. So I called the doctor's office the second time, and the second time they faxed it to the CAP department. So I didn't see the second letter. I saw the first letter. And so then I found out that they were not going to accept the second letter. So when I found that out, I checked to see who was over Beth Bowden. She was the one who, over the CAP department. They had to turn that letter over to her, and she's the one that did not accept it. So I inquired and found out who her boss was, which was, the lady's name, Lynn Doss. She's the administrator of the hospital. So I called her and made an appointment to come and talk to her. And I did, I explained to her everything, you know. So she had some papers, and she pointed out to me that the only 2 reasons that you could not be forced to lose your job if you didn't take the shots. One would be for religious reasons, and the other would be if you were allergic to eggs. Well, I used to take allergy shots years ago. I took them for several years, and I remembered that back then I craved eggs. And I mentioned to my allergy doctor that I was craving eggs. A lot of times in the evenings, you know, I'd want an egg for supper. And he said, "Oh, Miss Shoaf, the reason you're craving eggs is because you're allergic to eggs." And so I mentioned that to Miss Dawson. She said, "Oh, that wouldn't apply now because that was a long time ago." Now, I never did mention that to my doctor, though, because actually, you know, I didn't even think about mentioning to him that at one time I was allergic to eggs. And so after I saw Miss Doss, she gave me these papers to bring home and to look at, and she told me to do a write-up and turn it back into her on my feelings and my decision that I was going to make concerning the shots. And I did. And so I really felt like everything was going to be okay. This just surprised me to no end when I received this letter a couple weeks ago stating that if I did not take the shots, they would consider that as me resigning. That's the way they worded it. Actually, it reads here, "It is your choice to decline the vaccine. However, vaccination is a requirement for employment. Should you change your mind and wish the vaccine, please contact Employee Health for an appointment. Otherwise, we will consider your refusal to comply with this requirement of employment as your resignation. You will become ineligible to work for Davie County Hospital on December the 1st, 2009. So I received this letter, I think, on a Friday. And then that following Monday was going to be the last day that I, you know, of course I work on Fridays, not on Mondays. And so it was just, you know, a short notice. And I actually was really surprised. But I still do not regret that I did not take the shots, because I'm very particular as to what goes into my body.
So here, the bottom line we've really got is the occupation that you had, where you worked, that you enjoyed, because you refused to allow this hospital or any entity to dictate what goes into your body. You're thrown out of work, even though you supplied 2 letters from a doctor, and no matter what the doctor said, it was his medical opinion. That's what you pay a doctor for, his medical opinion.
Yeah.
And he supplies 2 letters saying that in his opinion you should not be required to undergo these vaccines. You're still thrown out of work. And also, isn't it a fact that the family members that you stay with also said that it didn't matter to them whether you took the shot?
They were devastated. They want me to keep coming over there. They were just devastated that that this happened.
Well, that's,
yeah, you know, that is a big thing. I think that it was my own sister that I was taking care of, not an outsider, my own sister, and my family wanted me to keep coming over there and doing like I'd been doing. And of course I am going to still go over there and help out, you know, because she's my sister and I love her and I want to help her. But it is a big surprise to me that this happened.
And we had contacted other media outlets here locally that, of course, had no interest at all in covering this story. So we're here as part of We Are Change North Carolina, doing the job that the mainstream corporate media will not do. Bobby Shoaf, great-grandmother, longtime resident here in Davie County, thrown out of her work because she dared to not submit and comply with the dictates of the local hospital. So we're going to wrap it up with that. We appreciate it very much, and we will continue to follow this for you.
Well, I appreciate it.